This is the complete guide, the complete messaging guide. If you want to get your ex back, I will explain all the type of messages you can send if you want to get your ex back. If you're struggling, maybe you've tried a few things and you have no response. Maybe you're chatting with your ex, but it's leading nowhere. I'm going to explain you exactly what you should be doing, some ground rules, and also some examples that you can almost copy-paste for your situation.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
If you want to learn more about how to get back with your ex, if you want to get in touch with me or know if you have any chance to get back with your ex, there are a few links in the description. Have a look. There's also WhatsApp groups that you can join where you can meet people, when you can actually, if you have questions about what sort of message you should send to your ex, you can also use those groups and use the collective intelligence to ask your question. I'll let you pause the video and have a look in the description and click on things that could help you getting back with your ex. Let's get started with the first type of messages is when you have to reset things. Sometimes breakups are ugly. Sometimes there's a lot of fights that will happen after the breakup. So it's very important for you to reset the situation, to apologize if you said or did anything wrong. The thing is, you have to only apologize once. And I've had cases where I have the thread of message from my client and they keep on like apologizing. You just have to do it once. You just have to make amends. And then you can sort of follow my script afterwards. So messages such as, sorry if I said something that upset you. I hope you're well. You don't have to overdo it. As simple as that would be enough. Sorry if I yelled at you the other day. I was stressed with everything going on. Okay, and the idea is also you cast doubt. It's not about you, there's the situation, there's the environment. Okay, I did something wrong, but there are other things. Work, there's like family, there's like my health, whatever. Okay, so it's very important to also contextualize the situation in that sense. So that's about resetting the situation. The other thing you have to understand, and also it's one of the most common mistakes that I see amongst my clients when they send me screenshots of their conversation with their ex, because I do coaching on WhatsApp. And so if you have questions about messaging, again, have a look on the links. And if you want to get some help on day-to-day about the message you should send, join me on WhatsApp and ask me any questions you want. Make statements versus asking. Always prefer affirmation versus question. And the reason is very simple, because when you ask a question, you put yourself, and you don't realize that, but you put yourself here. Because you're asking something, you're waiting for something. And you come from a place of we're equal to a place of I need you. I'm expecting something from you. And when you do that, when you create that dynamic with your ex, they are in position of strength, and actually the misconception is we think that because we're going to ask a question, statistically, our ex will be more likely to answer. But in reality, it's not the case. Okay, so don't believe that because you ask a question, they reply. It's really about showing that you have a life, that you're doing something, and you can include them. So it's very important that the whole picture is not about them. And that's also, sometimes you need to shift that mindset. And that's the work I do with my clients, is really shifting your mindset after a breakup with all focus on our ex. And it's the same with messaging. If you show that you're all focused on your ex, that you're obsessed, and they perceive that, it's going to be very hard for you to get back together. Now, if you work at being more balanced, at finding ways to stop being obsessed, of having a life basically, that doesn't require your ex to be happy, then you can just showcase this and inviting them along. So it's very different than, I need you, can I do this kind of stuff, to I'm doing something and you can come along. I'll explain you exactly what I mean by that. So this, hey, how are you doing? This, are we seeing each other soon? This is crap. Okay, don't do this. Instead, you can use, I organize a party at my place on Friday. Come over, it'd be great. I'm doing something, I don't need you to have a good time, but if you want to come along, yeah, come along. I discovered an amazing Italian restaurant, we should go there. So it's really about also being proactive, show in kind of leadership. And it's the same whether you're a girl or a guy, but it's really about how you show leadership. You don't ask them for permission in a way. You just say like, this is what I'm going to do. Things like, also if you want to message your avoidant partner, and that's a technique I use with my clients, is that instead of telling them, what should we do, should we meet? You just say, I'm going to be at this coffee shop on that day. Some place where, close to where they were, for example, or where you used to go. And you just say this, and if you want to come along, I'll be there. And you remove that pressure from them to sort of decide on a date, commit on a date, because avoidant, they're struggling to commit. They're just like, okay, I can decide last minute. And by doing that, because they have less pressure, it's way more likely for them to show up. And I had a case recently where my client's like, no, I want to ask her whether she... I said, no, you go there, you tell her you'll be there. So she can also prepare in her head that he will be there. And if she doesn't feel like it, she doesn't feel like it. But at least you really create a safe space, especially for avoidant people. Indirect jealousy. It's very different to direct jealousy, and I'll explain you how to do it. Be subtle. You have to tease the curiosity. That's the point of this kind of message. You can also remind them of good times. So if you do those three things, that's really good and really efficient. What was the name of this restaurant we've been together in Soho? You're not saying with who you're going. You remind them of good times. So pick a place or a date where you had good time with your ex. And you're not saying like, I'm going with this hot blonde. You're just saying like, I'm planning to go to this restaurant. So they're going to feel like, okay, who are they going with? What's going on? So very unconsciously, you're going to create that curiosity. I thought I had another example. I don't have another. So make yours. If you have any question, if you want to know what to send, there's my WhatsApp number in the description. So don't hesitate to message me and I'll come back to you. I have a lot of messages, so be patient, but I'll come back to you. Break no contact, of course, SMS, messaging, WhatsApp is a great way to break no contact. And yes, you can break no contact. So how do you do it? You find ways to ask something friendly. And it has to be genuine. It has to be like as if you're friends, as if you care, and you really start from what they love, from their passion, from their strength, their talent, what I was looking for. Ask them for a favor, for example. They shouldn't think, that's the main thing, they shouldn't think you are trying anything to get them back. And this is the case for every single SMS you're going to send to your ex right now. As soon as they realize that you're trying something, that you're trying to get them to say something, it's over. It's over, but it's going to be hard. You're going to really swim against the current. Now you're just positioning yourself, and we're going to look at that in the last slide, positioning yourself as, really cool, being, casual in a way. So I'm thinking of buying this and that, or traveling to this place. Would you have any recommendations? Okay, so it's really about, we're not talking about the relationship, we're not talking about the fight, you're not talking about your growth, for example. A lot of people want to showcase like, yeah, I've lost 5 stones, I have a new job. It will come after that, okay? It's really how you can break the ice, start a conversation based on what they like. Because, for example, if, let's say I broke up with my ex and she wants to get me back, and she starts asking me questions about PSG and football, I'd be super keen to reply, for example. I'd be, yeah, sure, Neymar, Messi, and stuff like that, okay? And I wouldn't necessarily realize that she's trying to get me to talk. Rules for each message you send. It is really important. Take a screenshot of this slide. 1 for 1. Again, perhaps the most common mistakes people make. They send 1 message, they don't have a response, they send 3 other messages, then they have 1 response, they send 10 messages. Really keep the balance. Regardless whether your ex is avoidant, anxious, secure, it's the same. You just don't want to overboard your ex with messages. No drama, again, I see that almost every day. People who would say, I'm so sorry about how things ended, I'm so sorry, you're the love of my life, I care for you. Of course, you're right to think that, you're right to have those feelings. It's totally fine, but don't say it. Keep it fun, keep it casual, keep it simple. Don't talk about feelings, don't talk about regrets. Don't talk about, yes, I know I screwed up 6 months ago, I should have done that, I'm so sorry, I will show you that I can change. No. There will be a time for you to express this, but not right now. Right now it's really about connection. Right now it's really about breaking the ice, because you did no contact, which is a good thing, or you're doing no contact, so it's great. But now it's really about, okay, now that there's this space, how can you just enter in their bubble or just offer them to come towards you, break the ice? It's really about that. It's not about fixing the relationship. It's really important for you to understand that it's a step-by-step approach. If you jump from the first step to let's get together, it's gonna be, it doesn't work like this, basically. Your ex needs to realize, your ex needs to be convinced in a way, but it's really step by step. In a way, if you look at it as a marketing funnel or this kind of process, it has to go through different milestones or different steps. So don't pressure. And also another mistake, it's not common, but another mistake is people wait sometimes hundreds of messages to ask for a date. The point of sending message to your ex is to see her or him. Okay, you can't get back with your ex just by texting them. You have to see them. And it is really like, perhaps the first milestone is, breaking the ice, having that sort of conversation for a week or two, but not more. And then get to see them. On this date, you can, if you have any questions, just contact me. But on this date, very casual. And this is also a game changer when it comes to recover from a relationship. They'll see you, they'll see your change, they see your attitude, they'll see how cool you are, they see how mature you are, because you would have worked on yourself, okay? I hope you did, because otherwise they'll see you, they're like, what the fuck? Okay, so it's really important for you to understand that. SMS messages is just to break the ice, it's just to reconnect, and then it's step by step. And then you see her or him, they will see the change. Hopefully you get someone to coach you or help you if you don't feel like, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. Again, check the links in the description if you want to get some help, because I know it's sometimes overwhelming. I'm gonna go on a date, what should I say, what should I do? She's texting me, what should I do, what should I say? And yeah, that's it. So don't hesitate to like the video, it does help me a lot. And don't hesitate to subscribe to the video if you like this content about SMS and messages. Also let me know, because I think I don't do a lot of them. And take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.